I mean, I fully trust Arsenal to like scam a win against Barcelona in the Champions League final.
Yeah.
Like, I trust them 100%.
Yeah, yeah. If they get to the final, I'm supporting. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm
Yeah.
supporting Arsenal if they get to the
Somebody's gonna
final.
somebody's
If
gonna
that,
clip
oh
this
my
up.
God.
You'll
Anyway.
get banished from all your Spurs forums.
Oh yeah, oh my God. Hello to all you lovely folk out there. Welcome back to another episode of All About the W. We are here, Kai and I, to preview the second leg of the Champions League semi-finals. There's much to get into. There's been a lot of banter online. Kai, how you doing? Are you still holding up? You over the loss now?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think it's been a good week of reflecting a little bit on what went wrong on Sunday, and yeah, I think I'm pretty much over the loss. Honestly, like. Dealing with Barcelona fans on Twitter is a bit painful, but apart from that, but yeah, it's banter. It's just shithousery. What can you do?
Yeah, hey, they deserve the time in the sun, the Barcelona fans.
They've
Let
been
them
in the
have their
sun for far too long. I'm
yeah.
sorry. Enough already.
Yeah, I mean they did just beat a big team 4-1.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, if
anyway,
Chelsea beat one of our rivals 4-1, like you'd never shut up about it. Like,
yeah,
it is what it
exactly.
is.
Yeah. Um Anyway, that brings us to the next leg of that same fixture, Chelsea versus Barcelona. Back at home, Kai, you excited?
Yeah, I am quite excited about this match. I mean, initially after Sunday's performance, my immediate reaction was, "Oh, I should plan something for next Sunday. Like I should
Yeah.
take a trip or something. Why bother
Yeah.
watching this?" But I have since sort of calmed down and thought a little bit about it, and I'll tell you what I've thought. But before that, I just thought I'll like share the team news. So Natalie Bjorn obviously went off injured. At the 80th minute before the infamous third goal, if you will, the corner that has generated a lot of discourse. I think Farah Williams on Boots, Balls and Bras was very critical of Germa being subbed on right before the corner. And I think she missed the fact that Bjorn had to go off. Like it was like a forced change due to injury, and Bompastor made the decision to put that extra body in the box in
Yeah.
subbing in Gurma. Anyway, that's created a lot of generated a lot of chatter. But yeah, she wasn't named in the squad against Crystal Palace uh, last night in that match, so we don't really know where she's at with her fitness. Uh, Sonia Bompastor implied that she will be available for Sunday, but I'm not too sure. I mean, if you had to take off a player immediately, I don't know if it was precaution or what it was, but we'll have to wait and see. Apart from that, there's no new injuries. Mbome played for about 30 minutes against Palace. Gurma started the game, played the first 45. So those are some updates in that centre back position. I think Gurma looked okay, but at the same time, it's Palace. Like they were playing a very entire game. So um, uh, but I could tell, like, with her sort of trying to carry the ball, but also to make some forward passes, I could see her looking a bit puzzled. She was just like, I mean, you're not going to have that much time on the ball with most other oppositions. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see if there's like Sonia's forced into starting Gurma. Hopefully not. Um, but yeah, in terms of like other players and how they looked against Palace, I thought Macario had a very, very good game. I don't know if she'll start over captain. I felt like she also did look good. Like she made that pass to Baltimore for that goal, and it was a pretty good pass. I mean, that was like one bright spot in like a really, really depressing evening. So Um, and watching that midweek match against Palace, I was reflecting a little bit last night. You had Neve Charles, who started at left back, Nuskin started in the midfield, Macario started in the nine, and and I don't really I want to talk a little bit about the choices Sonia has made in terms of personnel. Like, I don't want to talk about Walsh. Some of our listeners and viewers would have already seen what Yash had to say, and I kind of echo that. I don't think Sonia has yet figured out how to use Kira Walsh, so I won't touch upon that. But you know, a lot has been said about Champions League experience, right? Sonia Bompasser has won the Champions League as a player and a manager. She brings in the experience. Camille Abili, her assistant coach, also has won the Champions League with Lyon multiple times. You have Lucy Bronze, who is, again, uh, won the Champions League 4 times. Kera Walsh has won it with Barcelona. So there's a lot of emphasis on that experience. And sometimes in the last week I've been thinking a little bit about it, and I feel like Sonia has underestimated that experience and also overestimated it at the same time. um,
Yeah.
and I'll try and explain what I'm trying to say here. The thing is, you know we don't have a fit left winger right now. Let's be real, like Aki Beaver Jones, uh, she's not the finished product right now.
Well,
So we don't have an experienced left winger. Guru Wrighton again started against Palace, looked okay, but I don't think she's going to start against Barcelona. Baltimore, every time she's been on the pitch, she's kind of showed that she is a goal threat. Like, even yesterday, she played on the right wing and she had an assist. So some goal contribution or the other, it just keeps happening. Now, like Neve Charles played yesterday. She's not an extraordinary player. Like, she's not an elite fullback. She
yeah,
did have a great season last season. And to be honest, she's not really covered herself in glory when it comes to defending Caroline Graham Hansen. She's had a few tough outings against CGH. But last season she had a really good season, and I felt like she, along with Lawrence, dealt with Caroline Graham Hansen pretty well. So when you have a solid left back there,
yeah.
I am
With
still
the
with,
experience, like you said.
with the experience. So that's what I'm
Yeah,
talking about. What kind of experience do they have? Like,
yeah,
does Kira Walsh have experience playing Barcelona? Or does she have experience playing in Barcelona? Like
yeah,
playing with Barcelona. The fine things. Like, Kat Macario has played against Barcelona with Lyon in a final against them, scored
yeah,
a goal. You have Nuskin, who actually had a great game in the away leg last season. Even in the home leg, I thought she did pretty okay. So, you have players like this who have experience facing up against an opposition and up against certain players, and I feel like she is not given enough weight to that in her decision making. Like, I completely get it. Like, part of it is Baltimore playing at left back has a lot to do with the way Sonia wants to play. It's
yeah,
about
yeah,
her being able to hold on to the ball. It's about not putting the ball out of play too much. Uh,
yeah,
Sort of being able to build out from the
yeah,
back,
yeah, yeah,
etc.
yeah.
Neat
Also because
Charles,
like you
yeah,
want don't want someone who like like the reason need Charles is such a steady Eddie, so to speak, is that if there's pressure as an experienced player, she will lob the ball out or like just take the safe option. And Baltimore is a riskier fullback in that sense because she will, to maintain possession, she will try and play through a press,
correct.
and sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't, and when it doesn't, it can be catastrophic also.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that really annoyed me, and I don't know if Yash pointed that in the last game, is how high up our fullbacks were.
Yeah,
Now the thing with Neem Charles is, she has a couple of things in her locker. One is she's pretty fast. So one of the things she can do is she can just she's not a great dribbler, but she can run with the ball at her feet
yeah,
at
yeah,
pace. So like that's something she has in her locker. But at the same time, the question is, do you want your fullback to be that high up? Like, the fact that Baltimore is that high up is because she's the only one who can like carry the ball. She's the only one who can
Yeah.
like create any kind of threat, at least on
Yeah.
that day, right? That's how things look. But like this is like one thing I wanted to flag off, in terms of her choices and this larger conversation about Champions League experience.
Yeah.
I feel like some of this is being overlooked, and
Yeah. Yeah.
throwing in like somebody who's 19 years old, and look, I respect what she said about, age doesn't matter to me as long as they perform. I respect that, but
Yeah.
there is a reason why. I mean, you are the person who's gotten Lucy Bronson for her
Yeah.
experience. So,
Yeah.
like, it's, some of it is so contradictory. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And any thoughts about Barcelona? I know that we've been going on about Chelsea for a while.
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, this was just like a preview. Like, I didn't get to come on the channel like
Yeah.
after last week, but like, I mean, quickly, just in terms of looking
Yeah.
ahead to the game. Um,
No, feel free to discuss anything you thought about the previous game that hasn't been mentioned and you need to like put it out there.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I think I'm done. Like, I mean, that's the one thing I
Yeah.
wanted to kind of. I've been finding it a little contradictory, and I mean, some of it is good, right? Like in terms of the mentality. For example, Pompastor yesterday after the win against Palace said that we weren't good enough. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure at one point she was by the touchline and said, "That's not good enough, Millie," to Millie Bright.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Stuff like that. Like, I mean, saying, when Palace were 10, like a player down, because
Yeah.
they got a red card, Chelsea managed to score only one goal.
Yeah.
Even with the rotated team, that's the kind of expectation that she has.
Yeah.
And she didn't seem too happy with the performance. But yeah, it is what it is. But I mean, looking ahead for Barcelona, I feel like, I mean, they basically have like one foot in in the finals.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a matter of seeing out the 90 minutes. And like one of the things that I found very very striking, which I wouldn't necessarily say I've seen in the past, in the last couple of outings with Barcelona, which is like it was a very mature performance from them.
Yeah.
They didn't lose their heads. I feel like the last couple of years, these have been close games. Like both games finished, I think, 2-1 on aggregate. So that is pretty tight. Um, so uh, I feel like all they need to do is keep the same mentality, just
Yeah.
see the 90 minutes out, and um, yeah, that's what I'm assuming Barcelona, like, I mean, I'm not saying by mature, I'm not saying like sit back or anything. They're going to attack like a
Yeah,
hundred
yeah, yeah.
percent because that's how Barcelona play.
Yeah.
Um, uh, from a Chelsea point of view, like all I want to see is a good game. Like I want
Yeah.
to see, like there's no doubt that Chelsea were very very naive in the way like we approached that game, right? So what I want to see is for some of those tactical errors to be rectified. and um, and the reality is that like we don't have a choice. We have to go from the first whistle onwards.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like we just have to hit the ground running. I don't think there's a world where we kind of turn this tie around. But as a Chelsea fan, what I want to see is like some serious heart on the pitch. A competitive matchup. It's at the bridge. You need, so Bompastor said that, we really want to hear the fans, but
Yeah.
you also need to give the fans something to cheer about. So,
Sure about. Yeah.
um, if I'm being very, very, like optimistic, it would be really nice to get a win on the night. Um, like I feel like at this point in the season, there is a lack of confidence in the Chelsea team, which is something I've not seen in a while. Um, there's a serious lack of confidence on like all parts of the pitch, and I feel like with like important games coming up domestically, like we have a
Yeah.
game against United next midweek, we have that FA Cup final against United. So thinking about all of that, honestly, I really want them to see this as an opportunity to infuse some confidence in themselves, and put on a good show, man. Like, fuck it. Like, just,
Yeah, you're in front of your fans, you're at home,
yeah.
like you have the benefit of all of that support.
Honestly,
Go for it.
the reality is you've already lost. So, like, no
Yeah,
pressure. Just, like, put on a show.
yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think that is it. All I want is a fun game. And maybe some dark arts also from Barcelona. I do enjoy it. Like, like honestly, it sends steam out of my ears every time I see it.
Oh,
But
in the previous game, when when Myra was running between the two center backs. It was so funny. Okay, like nobody in Barcelona was concerned about the ball at all. Like zero
yeah,
percent concerned. On the, I was just laughing my head off.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
that
hilarious.
Leon challenge will
Yeah.
live rent free in my head for a very long time. Uh, but you know what? Enough about. I've spoken for far too long about Chelsea. But yeah, it is our channel. I'm one half of the channel, so I get to do what I want, I suppose. Uh, Ash, let's look at Lyon versus Arsenal. I feel like this is going to be a very very exciting fixture. What team news do we have? What updates?
Okay, so my musings will be much shorter. Arsenal have already had their press conference, and from the press conference, we learned that Woven Moy and Van Domselaar are back in training. Kim Little, who was not in training today, will start training tomorrow, and then Arsenal will then reassess all three to decide if they're fit for the squad. I mean, I see this as good news. I think to have Van Domselaar there at all, if nothing else, for the possibility of penalties or something like that. I think even if Van Domselaar makes it to the bench, that would be a boon in terms of having two options. Um, Other than that, we didn't really learn much from the presser. From Slager's statements, I think it's safe to assume that Arsenal stick to the same strategy as the previous game. And we learned that Katie McCabe is superstitious about tucking in her shirt before a game, but well, that's all we got from the presser. Anyway.
Yeah,
um, yeah, coming to Leon, Leon played Nantes at 1-2 nil, and I'm just in awe of Leon's bench strength. Not even bench strength, like team strength, not even squad strength. Like this is beyond squad. It is like team. Like they didn't just rotate their first 11; they even rotated like some from their bench. Okay, and this is the advantage of having an amazing academy as Leon do. Like a midweek game is just it's not a problem before like a big CL semi-finals. Like
yeah.
there are no tired legs, no crying unfair because Arsenal has 7 days to recover. Like how do you reach that level of depth? Like Chelsea lost one Lauren James and all of the fans are sitting and crying. Okay.
It's
So
collapsed. Everything is collapsed.
yeah, like meanwhile, rather bizarrely, Joe Montemoro was offered to have been, well, rumored to have been offered the Matilda's job, the to coach the Australian national
Yeah,
team.
that's been around for a while now. Yeah,
Yeah, and at first I thought this can't possibly be true. Like, why would he leave one of the best clubs in the world to go coach an international team? But then I remembered that Emma Hayes did just exactly that. So I mean, never
yeah,
say never. Anyway, for now, I'm sure like the focus for Montemuro is the Champions League. Renard will be back, I'm guessing, and I reckon Leon continue to play on transition with Gianni position high near the flanks. Uh, so yeah, it does look really really good.
yeah.
Now you want to do some predictions?
Yeah, I also want to add a couple of things. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, go for it, go for it.
No,
Why
I
not?
was also thinking about, how Chawinga was like awfully quiet in that game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I feel like they're thinking about Diani and like Dumone, but like
yeah, yeah.
Chawinga is another person who can like absolutely wreak havoc.
Yeah,
I
just
don't.
speed alone.
Oof, it's mad. And I feel like Fox did a good job. You know, the thing is, Fox doesn't usually get as high up as Katie McCabe does.
Yeah,
But yeah, I feel like she had to stay pretty tight to Chewinga and she did a good job. It's going to be interesting to see like um, how Leon kind of resolved that issue. Um, and the other thing I'm really hopeful about is um, where Alessia Russo's at because we did feel like she wasn't fit, completely fit to play a 90 or how much ever she played. I'm not sure. Uh, Last weekend, it's been a week, so I'm sure she's gotten like some of that fitness up as well. So it's really going to be interesting to see that as well as if Slackers opts. Very unlikely, but if Slackers opts to play uh, like Stina and Russo together. I don't think it works. I feel like
yeah.
it's kind of backfired every time she's tried it. But yeah, somebody to stretch that back line.
Yeah,
It might be
honestly,
interesting.
I don't think that Manam behind Russo is that bad an idea. I just think Manam didn't convert the shots that came to her. Like if she like it could have been a wholly different game if that header had gone in, you know.
Yeah,
Um I also think that equally important to Russo is Chloe Kelly, because the reason some of these crosses were all put in like good areas, but they weren't as precise as a cross that Kelly could potentially put in, you know. And so it might not just be, you know, Manam's head or Russo's not getting to the end of
yeah,
something. It could also be, you know, like Kelly being fast enough to not only find them, but to find them more precisely, you know, with a good goal scoring opportunity. So I think Chloe Kelly starting could also be a giant boon for Arsenal.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. The only thing about Manam is like Manam's a slightly, like she can score like absolute worldies.
Yeah, yeah,
She's very good at those like edge of the box shots and things like that, but she's also like a bit hot and cold. Like you
yeah.
don't know which version of Manam you get. And also, I feel like, uh, yeah, I'm personally not the biggest fan of Frida Manam as a player.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, I suspect Slakers, like you mentioned, it was working
yeah, yeah. I
until
mean, I'm
that.
just saying that in that position, I prefer her to Blackstenius.
Yeah, of course, like to Russo, like Russo usually plays in the 10.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like if you're, for example, in the previous game when Blackstenius came on, Blackstenius was running in from behind, right? Like
yeah.
that I don't prefer to, you know, Russo and then Manam behind her.
Hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I feel like, but honestly, like I feel like Rene is going to stick to that starting 11. I
Yeah,
like, it was working. Just a little tweak here and there. Hopefully, Kim Little is fit. I think that is massively important for them. I feel like she is like very very important to that midfield. I don't think there's anybody else who is fit enough to step up to what Kim Little does. Like Pelova, of course, plays a little higher up, but she's just come back from that injury. So honestly, like I feel like Kim Little hopefully is fit because otherwise that'll be a massive loss. Yeah, I think that's about it. Predictions. I will. Shall I go first?
yeah, yeah. Go be my guest.
I really would like a Chelsea win on the night. Maybe like a 2-1. Uh, we have never scored 2 goals against Barcelona. But hey, we've never scored against Barcelona at Stamford Bridge. You know that? Ever. Anyway, but what about you for the Chelsea Barcelona game?
I think it'll be two on Barcelona.
Uh,
I have a feeling.
It
Sorry,
probably
sorry, guy.
it'll probably be that, but yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun to watch without like too many expectations. I think
yeah.
just watch the match for the football of it, if you will. Um,
Ars- Arsenal, Lyon, Arsenal.
ooh, I'm afraid it's. I feel like it's going to be a Lyon Barcelona Barcelona finals.
Final.
I think it'd be fun if Arsenal get a goal early. I feel like
Yeah,
that will make things really spicy.
yeah.
Um, I think it's gonna finish again 2-1 to Lyon on the night.
Yeah, I was gonna go similar. I was gonna go 3-1 Lyon. I think Arsenal will overextend themselves trying to score, and I think Lyon will take advantage of that very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be a rather unfair affair. That's how I
Yeah.
see it. Because they're at
Yeah.
home, they have like all of the confidence. They
They have
have they
200
have all the
players.
they have like 200 players. Yeah, so I just don't see the possibility of them losing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Same. I think honestly, with the experience and with the advantage going in with like that one goal advantage, it's really hard. I feel like honestly, if Arsenal actually manage to turn things around, man, I hate to admit it, like I will be all Arsenal in the finals.
yeah. I mean, if they turn it around, they will be like the ultimate underdog story. It will. I mean, like that.
Yeah,
Like even as a Spurs fan, I would have to praise them. Like I would have
yeah,
to
I
be like,
know.
okay, maybe I'm supporting Arsenal just this once in my life, just because everyone loves a good underdog story.
Honestly, like I feel like Arsenal don't have that trauma that Chelsea and Lyon have against Barcelona.
Yeah.
Lyon lost last year.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Chelsea,
similar. It's similar to City. Like City could beat Barcelona because they don't
yeah,
have as much trauma with
yeah,
Barcelona.
exactly. So I feel like, um, I mean, I fully trust Arsenal to like scam a win against Barcelona in the Champions League finals. Like I trust them 100%.
Yeah, yeah. If they go to the final, I'm supporting. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I'm
It,
supporting Arsenal if they get to the
somebody's gonna
final.
somebody's
If
gonna
that,
clip
oh
this
my
up.
god.
You'll
Anyway.
get banished from all your Spurs forums.
Oh yeah, oh my god.
Yeah.
Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. May the best team win. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all these wonderful things. We read and reply to literally every comment. So, we always appreciate all your feedback. Our previous Champions League episode got a lot of feedback, and we're really, really grateful to all of you who posted and who talked about everything we were discussing, etc. So please continue to do that. We always appreciate it. Bye bye for now. We will see you post the two games in our CL review episode. Bye bye.